Hi, I'm Josh, and I'm friends with Katie and Matteo, and I'm also learning Italian. There are a lot of musical words that are Italian, like this, for example. You know what this is, right? It's a piano. Well, turns out piano is an Italian word. And the word piano can mean this, the instrument, but it can also mean quietly or softly. In fact, the full name for this instrument is pianoforte, which means I can play piano or forte. So, how could you use piano or forte in a sentence? Well,
Josh, puoi fare piano? Sì, certo.
and what about forte? Well, you could say
Comunque capito, poi c'era tutta quella...
Cosa?
Non senti?
No, la musica è troppo forte.
No, via.
Andiamo.
but piano and forte also have other meanings. For example, piano can mean slowly. Parlo piano in italiano perché sono inglese.
Katie, per favore, mi serve una pentola piccola con un coperchio piccolo, però un po' più grande perché poi devo mettere tutto dentro.
Puoi parlare più piano, per favore?
In fact, Italians often say piano piano to mean slowly, slowly. And this is a great one to know as a beginner. For example,
L'italiano è difficile, ma imparo piano piano, piano piano.
forte also doesn't just mean loud, it can mean strong or intense. For example, lui è molto forte. He is very strong. Or, questo caffè è molto forte. This coffee is very strong. There's also another meaning of piano that you might come across, which means the floor of a building. For example, most Italian shops and bars are on the piano terra, the ground floor. Or in your hotel, you might be on the primo piano, the first floor, or ultimo piano, the last floor. Penthouse. Nice.
Piccolo. Piccolo.
So, you've probably heard of this instrument. It's called a piccolo. It's basically a small flute, and that's worth remembering because piccolo means small in Italian. Questo appartamento è piccolo, no?
Josh, è un bagno.
Scusa.
So, this next word, I'm sure that you will know, whether you think it means this, or whether you think it means this.
All this from a slice of gabagool.
Soprano. Soprano. In a choir, a soprano sings at a higher pitch. They're above everybody else. And that's because the word soprano comes from the Italian word sopra. Sopra. Which means above.
Matteo,
Sì?
dove sono i bicchieri?
Sopra il lavandino.
Ah, perfetto, grazie.
Prego.
Now, from one type of singer to another. You might have used this next word in English to describe someone who is a bit of a diva, a bit of a difficult person. Prima donna. Prima donna. An actual prima donna is the most important singer in an opera, and it translates literally to first lady. So, prima, first, prima, and donna, lady or woman. Donna. So, how can you use prima?
Aspetta, prima l'acqua bolle, poi metti la pasta.
In questo accordo, questa è la prima nota.
And for donna, you can say Katie è una donna, Matteo è un uomo.
Falsetto. Falsetto.
Now, you probably already know what this is, even if you didn't know that name for it is falsetto, or in Italian, falsetto. So usually singing sounds like this. We sing like this, the voice comes from here. But when we sing falsetto or falsetto, it sounds like this, it's a little bit false. Some very famous examples of this are... So, falsetto comes from the Italian word falso, which means false or fake. And because it's got etto on the end, it means little false or little fake, which is right because it sounds a little bit fake or false. It's not like this. So, we can use the word falso like this. È un falso allarme. È un falso allarme. By the way, the etto that we add to the end of falsetto can be used in many words in Italian, and it just means that it makes the thing smaller. So, for example, at the supermarket, you might ask for un sacchetto, which means a small sack. Now, there's other uses for etto as well. If you were asking for a piece of something, you might say, posso avere un pezzo di pizza? Posso avere un pezzo di pizza? But to ask for a little piece of something, we can say, posso avere un pezzetto di torta. Posso avere un pezzetto di torta. Adding etto to the end of words is also relevant for our next word.
Cornetto. Cornetto.
In English, this is a cornet, or in Italian, cornetto. Suoni troppo forte. Puoi suonare più piano? No. The word cornetto comes from the Italian word corno. Corno, which means horn. Makes sense. And when we add etto onto the end of corno, it becomes cornetto, which means little horn. But what use is all of this to you? Well, the most common use for the word cornetto in Italian is for this. And if you really want to eat breakfast like an Italian, then you need to order a cornetto.
Ciao, vorrei un cornetto.
A che gusto lo vuoi?
Cioccolato.
Ok.
Grazie.
Ciao ragazzi! Hello, Josh from the future here. Now, I just want to say, if you're enjoying this video, then please do feel free to give it a like and leave us a comment on what you think we've done well, if you think there's something that we've missed or something else we could maybe do in another video. Because with every video that we publish, we all do read the comments and really enjoy getting to hear what you guys have got to say. And on that, if you like what we're doing as a channel, if you're getting something from the content that we're putting out there, then please do subscribe because it helps us out massively to be able to keep making these videos for you guys. So thanks for that. And now let's get back to me pretending I can play the piano.
Tempo. Tempo.
Okay, let's up the tempo. So, tempo in music refers to speed or time. So something in a slow tempo. And if I was to raise the tempo, even more. And that makes sense because tempo is the Italian word for time. Non ho tempo per studiare l'italiano. But tempo also means weather. So, for example, we could say, il tempo è bello. Il tempo è bello. Or we could say, che tempo fa a Milano? Che tempo fa a Milano? And the answer is, it's a not. I'm not gonna lie, it's about 33 degrees in here and it's absolutely sweltering. Do you agree, Brody? Yeah, she's had enough, you see.
Crescendo. Crescendo.
So, let's bring this video to a crescendo. The Italian word crescendo means growing. So you could say, for example, l'impasto sta crescendo. L'impasto sta crescendo. And thank God we are not baking bread today because, mamma mia, it's hot. Bravo! And of course, our final word, bravo. For example, at the end of a fantastic orchestral performance, you might hear people saying bravo, or in Italian, bravo. Well, good news, because bravo means exactly the same thing as bravo. It just means good job or well done. Unless, of course, you're referring to a female, in which case you need to say brava with an A on the end. Ho fatto un bel video?
Bravo!
Bravo! Bravo, Josh.
Grazie.
So there you have it. Italian words from music that I hope you already know and that you'll be able to use to start speaking Italian straight away. And when you are speaking Italian, just remember to be confident. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. People are generally quite forgiving. But most of all, try and have fun with it. Okay guys, we'll see you in the next video.